How do readers decode words? For example, this one. In this lesson, you will learn how to decode words by segmenting and blending phonemes. So let's review what you already know about phonemes. Phonemes are the individual sounds you hear in words. Now you have to listen very carefully to pick out the individual phonemes. So let's take a few words, listen to them, and identify all the phonemes in the words. So the first word is lip. It's got three phonemes. They are ul, I, p. Block has four phonemes. B, ul, a, k. And thin, it also has three phonemes. Th, I, n. Now, we're going to be breaking words into individual phonemes, but a common mistake is to break words apart letter by letter instead of phoneme by phoneme. So you probably already know this word, but let's see what happens to it if I try to break it apart letter by letter instead of by each phoneme. U, n, k, h. That didn't sound right. It didn't make sense because I broke that word apart letter by letter instead of phoneme by phoneme. So when you run into a new word, you have to figure out what that word is and how it sounds. This is called decoding. You decode the word by breaking it into all of its individual phonemes. That's segmenting. And then you put all the phonemes back together. That's blending. So what's this word? Well, it's made of phonemes. I think that I can segment that and decode the word. So let's see. P, e, n. But p, e, n, well, that's not a word. Oh, have to blend the phonemes together. Pan, that's a word. Okay. How did I figure out that that was pan? How did I decode the word? Well, here are the steps. First, look at the letters in the word and ask, well, what phonemes do these letters make? Then segment those individual phonemes. Next, blend the phonemes back together, and then you get the word. Okay, let's try it with a word that's got a few more letters and maybe a few more phonemes. Okay, let me try to segment this. Th, e, n, k. And now I have to blend it. Thank. Okay, that's the word. It's thank. What about this word? This is the one that I tried to break apart letter by letter. I think, knowing a little more about decoding and phonemes, that I can decode this word a little better. Let's try it. U, n, ch. That was my problem. The ch made a single phoneme instead of two phonemes for the C and the H. So now let's blend those sounds together. Lunch. That's definitely the word. Now, sometimes it gets a little tricky. You might have letters that work together in certain words, like the SL in slam or slide, but the S and the L still each make their own phonemes. Then there's this letter X. That's a crazy letter. It makes two phonemes. It's only one letter. X makes the phonemes k and s, k, s. X is pretty unique, but you have to listen carefully to make sure you pick out all the phonemes. Let's go through the steps again. Look at the letters in the word. Ask, what phonemes do the letters make? Then segment the word into its individual phonemes. And last, blend those phonemes back together, and you get the word. In this lesson, you have learned how to decode words by segmenting and blending phonemes.